Published 0827 EDT, 1st of September 2017. Updated 0912 EDT, 1st of September 2017. Over £1 billion was spent and hundreds of moves were made in the biggest and most expensive transfer window in Premier League history. However, many big money deals failed to materialise, leaving the subjects in an awkward situation on Friday morning as they face at least 3 months at clubs they seemed set to leave. Sportsmail looks at 6 of the biggest stars in football purgatory, and asks the big question they will be asking themselves: what happens next? Many big money deals failed to materialize, leaving the subjects in an awkward situation. Alexis Sanchez was among the players who saw the big summer moves fail to come off. Sanchez played for Chile on Thursday just after his switch to Manchester City fell through. Alexis Sanchez: this was not really Sanchez's fault. He made it clear early on in the window he would like to move elsewhere, and a big money switch to Manchester City seemed certain. However, when Arsenal could not bring in a suitable replacement, Alexis was stuck. He now faces a year of running down his contract, which expires next summer. Sanchez seems okay to play this season, having represented the Gunners this campaign, but that was when he thought he was on the move. An unhappy star player is the icing on a very bitter cake for many loudly discontented Arsenal supporters. Last seen crouched on the Anfield turf as Liverpool tucked the 4th goal of a thumping loss for Arsenal. Also played in a 30 defeat for Chile on Thursday night just after his City move collapsed. Philippe Coutinho is still at Liverpool after 3 bids from Barcelona were rejected by the Reds. Coutinho, who handed in a transfer request, took out his frustration by scoring for Brazil. Philippe Coutinho with a transfer request and 3 Barcelona bids, going up to £130 million, all rejected. Liverpool made it crystal clear they would not be selling the Brazilian playmaker, no matter how much he wanted to go. Barcelona were spectacularly foolish in the pursuit of Coutinho. They assumed he would leave when Liverpool signed Thomas Lemar, despite only Arsenal bidding for the Monaco man, and have left him in a tight spot. Coutinho must now return to the Liverpool team and hope Barca come back in 12 months and pick him out as the successor to Andrés Iniesta as the midfield general. Last seen other than scoring in Brazil's 20 win over Ecuador on Thursday night, Coutinho has not played this season. His last competitive Liverpool game was a 30 victory over Middlesbrough on the final day of Premier League 201,617. Diego Costa scored in the FA Cup final last May in what looks like his last Chelsea game. Costa is in Brazil after refusing to return to Chelsea following Antonio Conte's infamous text. Diego Costa started out with a text. It included an exclusive interview with Sportsmail at his family home in Brazil, and it ends with no resolution. Costa has made it clear he won't play for Chelsea under Antonio Conte after the Italian told the striker he was no longer needed via text message. As a result, he is currently sat at his parents' digs in Liga 2, as Adam Crafton found out. Costa is holding out for a return to Atletico Madrid, who were under FIFA transfer embargo this summer. He will hope they remember to sign him when January rolls around. Last seen Costa's last Chelsea game barring a remarkable U-turn looks like being the FA Cup final defeat to Arsenal. Virgil van Dijk saw his dream move to Liverpool blocked after the Reds bungled the deal. Virgil van Dijk: after a club is forced to apologise for bungling a transfer so badly, it should be no surprise they do not go back in for that same player again. Liverpool did not resurrect the bid for Van Dijk following Southampton's complaint, and the Dutchman is still stuck in the reserves at St Mary's. Van Dijk might have hoped new boss Mauricio Pellegrino would be more flexible than predecessor Claude Puel, but the Saints are determined to shed their image of a selling club, of being Liverpool's feeder team. The ex-Celtic man may have to swallow his pride and play again. Last seen the longest absent of any player on this list, Van Dijk has not played since January 22 when he hurt his ankle against Leicester City. Danny Rose put his foot in it with his comments about Tottenham Hotspur's transfer policy. Danny Rose: this one is less a case of a transfer falling through and more one of a player quite spectacularly putting the foot in it. In an ill-advised interview, Rose said of footballers, Tottenham should sign not players you have to Google and say, "Who's that?" I mean well-known players. The Doncaster-born left-back also said he would consider offers from northern clubs. No such bids transpired, and Rose is left in the unimpressed company of new signings Davinson Sanchez, Joan Foyth, Paulo Gazzaniga and Fernando Llorente. He will surely be back in the first team after his knee injury, however. Last seen, Rose suffered knee ligament damage against Sunderland on January 31 and has been out since then. He should be fit by October. Ross Barkley's late move to Chelsea fell apart, and he now faces a very uncertain future. Ross Barkley, the strangest transfer tale of all this summer. Did he have a medical at Chelsea, or not? Were Spurs ever really interested, or was that all hot air? Why is the born and bred Scouser so keen to leave? These questions may not be answered, but what is certain is that Barkley's career is at a crossroads. Capable of superb footballing feats, his inconsistency seems to have worn down Ronald Koeman and prevented all bids, save a late, abortive £35 million one from Chelsea. It's hard to imagine Barkley staying in Everton's reserves until January, but that looks like being the hard reality. Last seen, he played 64 minutes against Arsenal in the 3-1 defeat which ended Everton's campaign last season, and has played no part in this one at the Europa League fixtures.